8.2 and 14. Okay, it is your half yearly higher mathematics syllabus. From algebra portion, 3 questions will be given. 3 questions. From geometry, 3 questions will be given. And from this trigonometry and probability, 2 questions will be given. Okay. Out of these 8 questions, in total you are getting 8 questions. Okay. Out of these 8 questions, you have to answer 5 questions, taking at least 1 question from every group. Suppose you can answer 1 question from here, 2 questions from here, and 2 questions from here. So you are getting 5 questions. Okay, 5 into 10, in total 50 marks CQ examination, 25 marks MCQ, and 25 marks practical. Okay, so your practical marks may depend on your attendance. Anyway, you will get it in black and white. So exercise 3.1, as I told you that we have 5 theorems. What are the theorem? Theorem number 1. Theorem number 1. It is Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Theorem number 2. Theorem number 2. Converse of Pythagoras theorem. I mean, converse theorem of the theorem of Pythagoras is original name. Converse theorem of the theorem of Pythagoras. Okay. Okay. Now, theorem 3. Sorry. So now, theorem 3. Theorem 3. It is extension of Pythagoras theorem. PT means Pythagoras theorem. What I wrote here, theorem 3, extension of Pythagoras theorem. Theorem 4, it is also extension of Pythagoras theorem. I am coming to these 2 parts again because I wrote the same thing, but there is a difference. Theorem 5, Apollonius theorem. So we have got all these 5 theorems. You know, Pythagoras theorem is based on right angle triangle. Right angled triangle, right? Okay. And converse theorem of the theorem of Pythagoras, it is also based on right angle triangle. Extension of Pythagoras theorem, it is theorem number 3, obtuse angled triangle. Extension of Pythagoras theorem, another one. It is acute angled triangle. And Apollonius theorem, it is for any triangle. I have written any triangle. Okay. In this Apollonius theorem, this theorem relates between the sides and the medians of the triangle. I repeat, this Apollonius theorem is based on the relation between the side and the median of any triangle. I think you have got me right. Okay. Now, Pythagoras theorem. Dear students, you were taught by our respected teachers in class 8 the theorem of Pythagoras and the converse theorem of the theorem of Pythagoras. I think you can remember, you can recall your memories. In higher mathematics, actually, these two theorems, that is the Pythagoras theorem and the converse theorem of the theorem of Pythagoras, are normally not given in the exam, but its applications are always given, are always important. Okay. In mathematics, so-called general mathematics, exercise 15, you have this Pythagoras theorem and the converse theorem of Pythagoras theorem, where you have to learn again, though you read it or those in class 8, but you have to read all these two theorems again in class 9 and 10 in the exercise number 15, general mathematics. But to do maths, to prove some theorems, we must know the Pythagoras theorem. We must have the concept of Pythagoras theorem. Not only for this exercise 3.1, actually to do almost all maths in all the chapters, there is an application of Pythagoras theorem. So we all must know this. About 2600 years back, 2600 years back, okay, from now, 2600 years back, Pythagoras, the Greek philosopher, okay, he worked on right angle and he introduced this theorem to all. So upon his name, this theorem is called the theorem of Pythagoras. The interesting fact is that 3600 years back from now, the Egypt mathematicians had the concept of this theorem, but they failed to prove the theorem, but they had the concept. You know what the concept they had? Suppose they did a lot of maths, taking this type of ratio. Suppose it is a right angle triangle, it is 1, and it is √2. And it is right. They did a lot of maths on this concept. This and this are equal. It is an isosceles right angle triangle. When? It's about 3,600 years back. The Egypt mathematicians had the concept of this theorem, but they failed to prove it. Later on, I mean 2,600 years back from now, Pythagoras proved this theorem. Okay, for your kind information, Pythagoras traveled Egypt, India, and Italy later on to gather further knowledge. From now onward, you all are requested to write down like this. Suppose it is A, it is B, and it is C. Okay. So opposite side of the angle A is what? It is small a. Have you got me? Opposite side of the angle C is this. It is small c. Opposite side of the angle B is what? It is small b. Okay. In the Pythagoras theorem, it is told if angle C is equal to one right angle, then AB square is equal to BC square plus AC square, right? This is the theorem. In short, we can write down AB equals to what? It is C. C square is equal to BC equals to A. It is A. And AC equals to what? It is B. Have you got it? It is Pythagoras theorem. That is, in the right angle triangle, the square drawn on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares drawn on other two sides. Actually, what comes here? Suppose, okay, I am coming here later on. In the converse of Pythagoras theorem, it is given converse theorem. You see, converse theorem, it is given if AB square is equal to BC square plus AC square, then angle C is equal to one right angle. You please try to understand. That is vice versa. For this, it is called converse. Here, it is given angle C equals to one right angle is given here. But in the converse theorem of the Pythagoras theorem, it is to prove. In the Pythagoras theorem, we have to prove this. But in its converse theorem, it is given. For this, it is called the converse theorem of the Pythagoras theorem. That is vice versa. Now, actually, in short, I'm going to tell you something about Pythagoras theorem. You see, suppose Okay, it is a right angle triangle. Very good. In class 8, construction, that is exercise 8.2. The last construction number was like this, perhaps number 7. The length of one side of a square is given. You had to construct a square, right? So if we get the length of one side of a square, suppose, then what we will do? Suppose this is the length of one side of a square is given. What we did there? We have to draw a perpendicular, then it is to be cut. Okay, we have to take 2 arcs within this angle. Then a square can be drawn. That is what I want to say to you. If the length of one side of a square is given, then yes, it is possible to draw a square. So very good. You see, yes, it is possible to draw a square here. Suppose this is the length of one side, it is perpendicular. Okay, so this is also perpendicular. Okay. If it is, suppose it is 3 centimeter, it is also 3 centimeter, it is also 3 centimeter, it is also 3 centimeter. Then what will be its area? Can you please tell me what will be its area? None of you can talk to me? Hello, everybody.
Sir, 9.
Yes, you are absolutely right. So the area of this portion will be 9 square centimeter. Very good. Suppose here it is suppose 4. So we can draw a square like this. So this is 4, that means this is 4, this is 4, this is also 4. So what will be its area? What will be its
16.
area?
16.
Yes, 16. Thank you very much. Now, here we can also draw, by drawing a perpendicular here, we can draw a square like this. Okay, this type of a square can be drawn. If it is 5, suppose it is 5, it is 5, it is 5. So its area will be what? Its area will be 25, right? Now you see, this 9 plus 16 equals to what? Talk to me. This 9 plus 16 equals to what? 25? Are you getting me?
Sir, 25.
Okay, that means 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. Suppose it is C, it is A, it is B, then we can write down A square plus B square is equal to C square. Is it okay? What I told for Pythagoras theorem, in a right angle triangle, I repeat, in a right angle triangle, the square drawn on the hypotenuse, suppose this square, its area is what? 25, is equal to the sum of the squares drawn on other 2 sides. That means other 2 sides means this and this side. Okay, this area 9 and this area 16. 9 plus 16 equals to 25. That is 3 square plus 4 square equals to 5 square. Okay. Pythagorean triples. What is meant by this? We have got 3 square plus 4 square equals to 5 square, right? So this 3, 4, 5, this 3, 4, 5 is a Pythagorean point that is called Pythagorean triples. Can you please let me know any other Pythagorean triples? Who can tell me? I am giving you another example. Please let me know, all of you. 5 square equals to what? Let me know. 5 square equals to 25. Very good. 12 square equals to what? 12 square equals to what? 144. Can you please add this 25 and 144 and what will be its result? Let me know, all of you. 25 plus 144 equals to what? Don't you have calculator with you? All of you take out calculator.
Sir, 169.
Okay. Zion means is there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay. That means it is equal to what? 169. 169 means 13 square. Okay. 169 means 13 square. So we can call this 5, 12, 13 is also called Pythagorean triples. Is there any student here who can give me an example of Pythagorean triples? Please let me know.
Raise your hand, please, if you know the answer.
I can give you another example. Suppose 7 square. Let me know what is 7 square. 49? Is it? 24 square. What is 24 square? You calculate this too and let me know. 7 square plus 24 square equals to what?
$625.
625. 625 means what? 25 square.
Yes, sir.
So we can get 7, 24, 25 is a Pythagorean triples. Can you please find others, or who can find? Please let me know. I want you will find at least one. I want to see who can find.
Sir, 8 square plus 6 square.
Okay, you're absolutely right. But the fact is that, have you seen here one relation, that is, there is no common factor among 3, 4, 5. Have you seen?
Yes, sir.
There is no common factor. There is no common factor among 5, 12, and 13, right? Again,
Yes, sir.
there is no any common factor among 7, 24, and 25. Okay, so they
Yes,
are
sir.
called the prime Pythagorean triples, as there is no common factor. What you have told me, it is also absolutely right. You told me what? 6 square
Plus 8 square.
8 square is equal to
10
10
square.
square. That's good. Is there anybody here who can find?
Sir, 12 square plus 9 square equal to 15 square.
Okay, you're also absolutely right. 9 square plus
Plus 12,
equals to 15
15
square.
square.
Very good. You're absolutely right. Okay, dear students, I don't know. There is a sound here. Please, try not to make sound. Please try to understand one thing. It is 3, 4, 5, right? 3, 4, 5. Okay, if we multiply it by 2, then let me know the result. I am going to multiply these triples by 2. So 2 3s are what? 6. Have you seen?
Yes, sir.
Then 2 into 4 equals to what? 8. 2 into 5 equals to what? 10.
Yes, sir.
Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
If I go for multiplying with 3, now let me know. 3 into 3 equals to what? 9.
9.
3 into 4 equals to what? 12. 3 into 5 equals to what? 15.
Yes, sir.
Even if I go for multiplying it by 4, then can you please let me know what will be the result? 3 4s are 12.
Yes,
You'll
sir.
see. Then 4 4s are 16. Then 4 5s are 20.
20 square.
Have you got me?
Yes, sir.
Again, if we multiply this 5 12 13, suppose this 5 12 13 by 2, then let me know 5 to the 10 square, 2 into 12, that is 24, is equal to 2 into 13 equals to what? 26 square. Have you got me?
Yes, sir.
If we go for multiplying it by 2, then we'll get 2 7 what? 14 plus 2 into 24, 48 is equal to what? 50 square. These are called composite Pythagorean triples. Okay, and we can easily find it by multiplying. Have you got me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. A lot of maths will be given on the applications of Pythagoras theorem in the MCQ exam, also in the CQ examination. So please try to understand the Pythagorean triples. Yes.
Sir, the total marks is 100 marks.
In higher mathematics, 100 marks, 25 marks practical.
Yes, sir.
25 marks practical, 25 marks MCQ, and 50 CQ. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
As we didn't take any practical examination, so what will you do? We'll give you 25 marks on practical based on your attendance. Okay. Now, what will you do? Going to the extension of Pythagoras theorem, you see, again, it is a right angle triangle. Please try to understand properly. Okay, it is a right angle triangle. What I wrote, it is C, it is A, and it is B. So it is what? C square is equal to A square plus B square. Is it? In the theorem number 3, I wrote obtuse angle triangle. Can you remember, please? So
Yes, sir.
let's draw. Suppose is it an obtuse angle? Talk to me.
Yes, sir.
Greater than 90 degree, but less than 180 degree. Is it?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. So it is C, it is A, and it is B. Can you please tell me, if I write C square and here it is A square plus B square, what the notation can be given here? Equal, less than, greater than, which one? Who can tell me? I repeat,
Sir, equal.
here it equal. Just try to understand. Equal for here.
Okay, sir.
Is it possible that it will be equal? You see the figure.
C
You
square
see
is
again.
less than, sir.
Less than or greater than?
Sir, less than.
Less
C
than, sir.
square. Sir, less
No.
than.
No, Baba. It is greater than. Eh?
Sir, how, sir?
Okay, that we will prove. That is theorem number 3. Okay, C square is greater than A square plus B square. Have you got me? It is greater than. Okay. Now, you just let me know. It is again C, it is A, it is B. Okay. It is an acute angle triangle. Talk to me.
Yes, sir. Less than 90 degree.
Yes, less than 90 degree. Now, can you please let me know C square equals to, what will be the relation? What the notation can be written here? Less than, greater than, or equal?
Sir, less than.
Sir, less than.
You are absolutely right. It will be less than. Okay. So it is Pythagoras theorem based on right angle. It is theorem number 3, the extension of the theorem of Pythagoras based on obtuse angle. It is theorem number 4 based on acute angle. Of course, the extension theorem of Pythagoras theorem. Okay, have you got me? Dear students, I am not going to prove anymore the theorem of Pythagoras and the converse theorem of the theorem of Pythagoras. I will not prove today. In higher mathematics, I will not prove it. If I take general mathematics class, then I can prove, but not in higher mathematics. Okay, but I will prove theorem number 3, theorem number 4, theorem number 5, and there is another corollary: the establishment between the medians and the sides of any triangle. Okay, it is always given in the examination, and I am telling you, it will be given in your examination. I am telling you now, because it is really very, 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 very important. The corollary after the theorem 5. Now, as you have to answer 3 questions, there will be 3 questions here. So every theorem other than 1 and 2 are important. Okay. Before going to the extension theorem of Pythagoras, what we need to prove the theorem of the extensions of Pythagoras theorem? Actually, what we need? Who can tell me? What the additional information is needed here? Talk to me. Of course, number 1, we must know the theorem of Pythagoras, right? As it is the extension of Pythagoras theorem. Number 1 condition, we must know the theorem of Pythagoras. Okay, to prove the theorem 3, 4, 5, we must know the theorem of Pythagoras. Can you tell me what else we must know? Who can tell me? Is there anybody here to let me know? Okay, not a matter. It is totally new to you. So it does not matter if you can't answer, because you are totally, wholly and fully new to this exercise. It is orthogonal projection. Orthogonal projection. Do you have any idea on orthogonal projection? Talk to me.
Sir.
Do you have or not?
So, no, sir.
Okay, I am happy. Not a matter. Okay. So to prove the theorems 3, 4, 5, what we need? We must have the concept of Pythagoras theorem, number 1 condition. And secondly, we must have the concept of orthogonal projection. Now, we will have a long discussion on this orthogonal projection, because you already have come to know the applications of the theorem of Pythagoras, and you have been doing it since class 8, 2020. Okay, now orthogonal projection. Orthogonal projection. Dear students, you write down 4 points. I am going to write down 4 points. Number 1, orthocenter. Orthocenter. Number 2, centroid. Number 3, in center. Number 4, circumcenter. Is there any student here who can define any of these 4? Or who has any idea on any of these 4? Not a matter, I will never mind, because it is new to you. I told you earlier. Okay. Normally in the question number A, I am telling for CQ, question number A, it is normally given, define orthocenter with figure. Question number A, 2 marks. Or define centroid with figure, 2 marks. Or in center or circumcenter. Out of these 4, 1 is given. Another one is given in exercise 3.2, that is called 9-point circle. 9-point circle. I repeat, 9-point circle. PT for point. Okay, but it is in 3.2, not in your syllabus for this half-yearly examination. But after half-yearly exam, you will have this 9-point circle. Okay. Anyway, so I repeat, orthocenter. Who can tell me orthocenter? Okay. So you please write down all these 4: orthocenter, centroid, in center, and circumcenter. Okay. Very good. Now, orthocenter. Orthogonal projection I wrote. From this, it is ortho. Okay. Ortho. Okay. Orthocenter. You see, suppose a triangle. It is a triangle. Okay. Now let's draw 3 perpendiculars. 1, 2, 3 perpendiculars have been drawn. This point is known as orthocenter. This is O for orthocenter. So what is the definition? I think you can draw this. You will draw any triangle, okay? And you will draw 3 perpendiculars from the opposite vertices to the side. Okay, 3 perpendiculars. If you fail to understand, please talk to me. 3 perpendiculars have been drawn. So what is orthocenter? In a triangle, okay, if 3 perpendiculars are drawn, they meet at a point O, and this point is known as orthocenter. For your kind information, these perpendiculars are concurrent. Okay, I have told a new word, concurrent. Concurrent. What is meant by concurrent? Who can tell me? Concurrent. Write down. What is meant by concurrent? Who can tell me? Not a matter. Suppose if we draw 2 lines, they will intersect at a point. Normal, very normal. But if we draw another line passing through the same point, that means if more than 2 lines pass through the same point, then they are called concurrent. I mean, all those straight lines are passing through the same point, so they are called concurrent. So what I have told you, orthocenter is a point where 3 perpendiculars of a triangle meet And another information is that all those three perpendiculars are concurrent. Write down. All those three perpendiculars are concurrent. That is, they must pass through the same point. That means if I don't draw this, it is also orthocenter, because we know if we draw the third perpendicular, it must pass through this point. Okay, have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, concurrent means passing through the same point. Okay, now another information for you all, please try to understand. Another information, you please see. Suppose you omit this, you omit this, you omit this. Okay, though it is a perpendicular. Okay, write down. It is perpendicular, not a matter. It is perpendicular. Can you tell me what is the name of this point? This point. What is the name of this point? What is the name of this point? Who can tell me? I have marked 3
Midpoint.
points.
Sir, midpoint.
No, Baba, it's wrong. It is not midpoint. You see, midpoint should be here.
Okay, sir.
Midpoint should be here, right?
Okay, sir.
Am I
Sir.
right? Not a
sir.
matter. Nothing about being sorry to me, Baba. Okay, you have answered. I am happy. Either it is right or wrong. It doesn't matter. But you have tried to answer. Okay, anyway, any other student who can tell me the names of these 3 points? Please, you need it. Let me know. It is higher math, higher thoughts. And I consider you as a higher student. I'm a student of higher level. It is orthocenter. It's okay. But what is the name of this 3 point? Very easy. Suppose I have here standing, right? I am standing here, right? Perpendicularly, I am standing here, right? Okay. So
Sir, orthogonal projection.
No. So I am standing here on my foot, right? Or feet. Foot, you understand? So this is known as foot. Foot. Have you got it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So write down. This is known as foot. In mathematics, from now onward, you have to use this word. What is the name of this point? Tell me. Foot. So we have got 3 feet. We have got 3 feet. Okay. Very good. There is another thing, if you don't mind, I can tell you one thing, that is, it is ortho. It is ortho.
Ortho, sir.
We know the word Notre Dame. Notre Dame, you know?
Yes, sir.
Notre Dame. Actually, Notre Dame, this word came from Notho. Notho. Okay? Notho. Notho means what? Not Notre. Notho. Notho means our. Notho means our. Dame means lady. That is our lady. Notre Dame. Though there, I mean, the boys read. But it is Notre Dame, our lady, right? So it is called Notho. It is ortho, not otho. Otho means your. I repeat, otho. Otho means your. Notho means our. But here it is ortho. It is not Notho, not otho. I mean, many a man mistakes. Okay, for this I am telling it. It is ortho, not otho, not Notho. It is ortho. Have you got me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, go for number 2, centroid. What is centroid?
Sir, means 3 medians of the triangle intersect with each other.
Okay, who are you? What's your name?
Said Mubashir Hussain.
Mubashir.
Yes, sir.
8 on 8 roll number, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, do
Centroid,
you remember
that
it?
is
Sir, do you know
Sorry?
me?
8 on 8.
Yes, sir.
Of course. Then how is it possible for me to tell you roll number?
Okay, sir.
Okay. You see, suppose I have drawn another triangle. Okay. Is it? Now, this is the midpoint. Midpoint, not foot. It is the midpoint, not the foot. It is the midpoint, not the foot. There is difference between foot and midpoint. For foot, it must be perpendicular, but for midpoint, it is not necessary to become, I mean, a perpendicular. So if we join this, what is the name of this straight line? Can you tell me? Median?
Yes,
What is
sir.
the name of this? Okay, if we draw a straight line, it is a median also. So what is the centroid? This point is known as centroid, which is normally denoted by Z for centroid. Okay, have you got me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
what is centroid? What is centroid? In a triangle, if 3 medians are drawn, they meet at a point, and that point is known as the centroid. Okay, have you got me? The centroid where the 3 medians of a triangle meet. The centroid is a point where the 3 medians of a triangle meet or intersect. Number 2, they are concurrent because they pass through the same point. Other information is that it is divided, the medians are divided in the ratio 2:1. From the vertex, it is 2, then it is 1. If it is 2 from the vertex, then it will be 1. From the vertex, if it is 2, then it will be 1. Suppose it is A, B, C, it is D, it is E, it is F. I am giving you an example. Suppose AZ is to ZD equals to 2:1. Please, if you don't understand, just let me know. Is equal to 2:1. Okay. CZ is to ZF equals to 2. You will get too many maths on this. Okay. Please write down. So centroid, what is centroid? Talk to me.
The 3
is
medians of the
centroid?
triangle intersect with each other.
The intersecting point of concurrent medians in a triangle.
Okay. Another information is to be given that the medians are divided in the ratio of 2:1. Talk to me. The medians are divided in the ratio. Talk to me. The medians are divided in
The
the
medians are
ratio
divided
of in
of
the
the
ratio
of
2:1.
2:1.
2:1.
It is the most important item. Okay. This is okay. So write down, and it will be needed. Okay, to do too many maths. Now, number 3, go for in center. In center. Actually, suppose we have drawn a triangle again. Okay. Now, go for bisecting the angles like this. We are going to bisect the angle. Have a seen, please. The
Yes, sir.
bisectors of the angles. What I have told? The bisectors of the angles. Its name is I for in center. Please try to understand. What is the definition of in center? The bisectors, talk to me. The bisectors of the angles meet at a point. Okay. we have got the bisectors of three angles. Have you seen? Suppose
Yes, sir.
you name it A, B, C. So we have got AI is a bisector of the angle A, BI is a bisector of the angle B, and CI is the bisector of the angle C. And all these three internal bisectors of the angles meet or intersect at the point I. This I is called the incenter. And of course, all those three bisectors are here concurrent. Have you got me? All is it okay? It means, suppose if we draw only these two, then it is considered that if we draw the bisector of angle A, it must pass through I. Have you got me? Talk to me, please.
Sir, would you please repeat the definition?
Okay, the bisectors of the angles of a triangle.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then what I told you, what I added here, suppose it is not given. And if I draw the bisector of angle A, then it must pass through I, like this. Have you got me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
An interesting fact is that if we draw a circle here like this, it will be this. We can draw a circle also here. Okay, a circle can be drawn. Though for drawing this circle, we have to draw a perpendicular here to get the radius. Anyway, this is incenter. Now, what is circumcenter? Who can define me? Let me know. Circumcenter. Circumcenter is, you see, suppose it is another triangle. Okay. Now, if we draw the bisector of the sides, suppose this is the bisector of the side. This is the bisector of the sides. This is the bisector of the sides. This is the circumcenter C. So what is the definition of the circumcenter? Where the bisectors of the sides meet. For incenter, it was the bisectors of the angles. Have you got me?
Yes, sir.
I repeat, for incenter, it was the bisectors of the angles.
Angles.
But for circumcenter, it is the bisectors of the sides. Have you got me the difference?
Yes, sir.
The interesting fact is that although the bisectors are here concurrent, and the interesting fact is that we can draw a circle like this, and it will pass through the vertices A, B, C. A is a vertex, B is a vertex, C is a vertex, and all those are vertices. Singular vertex and plural vertices. Okay, A, B, C are vertices. Okay, so dear students, it's about 1 hour up. I will take classes on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Okay, I'll try my level best to complete 3.1 properly. This is the, discussion to start this exercise. Okay, next day we'll prove. I am telling you theorem 3, 4, and we'll have a long discussion on orthogonal projection. Okay, you came to know today orthocenter, but not orthogonal projection. So next day we'll come to know orthogonal projection and theorem 3, theorem 4. Thank you very much, dear students, that you joined me. Best of luck. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Assalamu
Assalamualaikum, sir.
alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. Bye bye.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Yes, alaikum, sir.